Hey, Public Rhetorics people. So I only have one other video after this one for you guys to wrap up the semester. So this one's really just about final reflections, but I will say I'm almost done grading and commenting on all your final projects, Pachakachas, and rhetorical studies that are alphabetic. I've seen so much good work, so I've got just a few more and I'll get those back to you. So here are a few notes about final reflections. So remember, look at the website, the assignment's on there if you haven't checked it out already, and it's due Monday by 2 p.m. And I really need you to stick to that deadline for me so I can grade everything and turn it around in 48 hours. Because that's what I'm technically supposed to be doing, and I'm going to try to stick to it before I get more stuff from other people. So a couple things to note. If you are struggling with the deadline, get with me in advance. You will be choosing one prompt out of 2, so pay attention to that. You also are invited to think about what would be the best audience for you, for the prompt you choose, for how you want to envision it. Me, classmates, future students taking the class, maybe you were home with your family and you're like, maybe they're a good audience for this. So do something with deliberation, right? And signal that in the paper. It might be like, dear so-and-so, or it might signal it in another way. The other thing I always want to remind people of when doing reflections is you must have evidence for things you claim. And your experience counts as evidence. Referring back to a paper counts as evidence. So just make sure you don't forget that you need a point of evidence for something you claim. As smart rhetoricians, you know the value of evidence. So just people tend to forget that in a reflection, I think. And you'll also see, looking at my little notes here, that you could write something and submit it to me that way, or you too could get on YouTube and write and do a video. Maybe not as lame as this one. I'm a little distracted with my list today. Let's see, I'm umming and doing all the wrong verbal things for modeling, but you also have in the nuts and bolts section, please take a look at this. There is, if you do want to talk about coronavirus, and that's super cool if you don't, or if you do, to give me permission to share your material, whether it's a video, whether it's a digital alphabetic text, to Kirk and Jan, because they are trying to do an archive of student work during this time, and kind of cool to be in the archive and not just study the archive. So if you've spent time up in special collections, you might find that sort of interesting to do, and I will be happy to sort of forward those along, because in 20 years, won't it be interesting? Who knows what we'll be thinking about this time then, right? So be well, and drop me an email if you need some assistance. Otherwise, you'll be receiving comments from me shortly, and I would look forward to reading those reflections. Bye.